pH of substances, there are 4 classifications, and it depends on their oxides and what they are formed from. So the first one is pretty straightforward. If you have something with a pH of 7, we say it is a neutral substance. Neutral substances don't react with acids and they don't react with bases. Remember that acids have a pH less than 7 and they contain hydrogen ions, they're proton donors. Bases have a pH higher than 7 and are proton acceptors. If they're soluble in water, we call them alkalis. So base and an alkali react very similarly. So our first classification is neutral substances. That's things like salts. Salts are completely neutral substances. They don't react to produce anything with acids or with bases. Now our next classification is metal oxides. So if you take a metal like magnesium and you burn it in air, react it with oxygen. If you take any metal, sodium, iron, and you react it with oxygen, you make an oxide. And metal oxides are solids at room temperatures. If you've ever done the experiment where you burn magnesium, you'll see a white solid form. They're solid at room temperature. They're only partially soluble. They don't dissolve very well in water. Not really very soluble at all. Only a little bit will dissolve. And if you do dissolve them in water, they are bases. Okay? So they're bases, meaning they will react with acids to neutralize. If you use universal indicator on them, they'll go blue or purple. So bases react with acids. If you have a non-metal, non-metals, when you react those with oxygen, you end up with an oxide, again, such as sulfur dioxide or carbon dioxide or nitrous oxides. Non-metal oxides are gases at room temperatures. Carbon dioxide, for example, is a gas at room temperature. They're also pretty soluble in water. So if I take carbon dioxide, it will dissolve reasonably well in water. When you dissolve them in water, they lower the pH. They create an acidic solution. That means they're going to react with bases. So acids react with bases. Non-metal oxides are acids in solution. So we've covered neutral, acid, base. So we've got salts and some other things. We've got non-metal oxides, which are acids, and then we've got metal oxides, which are bases. There's a fourth classification, and that fourth classification is something we call an amphoteric substance. That's how you spell amphoteric. An amphoteric substance. An amphoteric substance is something that will neutralize both an acid and a base. So we can classify all substances as one of those 4. So we've got neutral, acid, base, or amphoteric. And we can classify them based on what they react with. Salts do not react with neutral substances, do not react with acids or bases. Bases react with acids, acids react with bases, amphoteric substances react with both acids and bases. An example of an amphoteric substance, we only need to know one for the IG, is aluminium oxide. Aluminium oxide is a classic example of an amphoteric substance. So it will neutralize an acid and it will neutralize a base. So we can classify these substances by what they react with. Okay? So metal oxides, to sum up, metal oxides are bases or alkalis. Non-metal oxides are acids. Salts and some other things which don't react with acids or bases are neutral. Aluminium oxide is an amphoteric substance which will react with both acids and with bases to neutralize them. Thanks for watching.